Hi, today I'll be talking about student housing here at SIUE. There are plenty of options for on and off-campus housing here at SIUE, and I will be talking about some of the advantages and disadvantages of both. Some examples of on-campus housing here at SIUE would be the dorms, which are Bluff Hall, Prairie Hall, and Woodland Hall. Traditional first years live here at these three dorms, and they all have focus interest communities at all three of them. The focus interest communities at Bluff Hall would be engineering, technology, and honors programs. Prairie Hall has health, education, social, and human behavior majors, and Woodland Hall has nursing, math, science, and business majors. There are also the apartment complexes, which are Evergreen Hall and Cougar Villages. Second years and up are allowed to live at these and not first years. Cougar Village also has focus interest communities, which are transfer and health professionals. I got all of this information from the University Housing website at SIUE.com. Now I'll be talking about off-campus housing at SIUE. Some examples would be the 4 apartment complexes that SIUE hosts, which are Enclave, Green Hill, ACS, and the Reserves. Enclave was opened in 2013 and has 8 apartment buildings. Green Hill was opened in 2015 and has 12 apartment buildings. The Reserves were opened in 2019 and has 9 apartment buildings, and ACS was opened in 2016 and has 14 apartment buildings and is the largest out of the 4. As well as there being the 4 SIUE apartment complexes, there are also a vast majority of apartment complexes here in Edwardsville. Some examples would be Whispering Heights, Landshire Apartments, and Hickory Grove Apartments. As well as apartments in Edwardsville, you can also live at home if it is a reasonable commute for you. In a personal interview I did with my friend Miss Hildenbrand, she talked about living on campus advantages and disadvantages, considering she lived at Woodland Hall her freshman year and is now living at Evergreen Hall her sophomore year. Some advantages that Ms. Hildenbrand listed for living on campus would be that she could basically wake up late for her classes and still make it on time, considering she is located on campus. She also felt as if she spent less money on food and groceries both years because she utilized her meal plan, considering she was located on campus more often. She also felt as if she had more independence in her daily life because she was out on her own and not relying on any part of her family. Some disadvantages that Ms. Hildenbrand listed were that now that she's living at Evergreen Hall, she felt as if the complex could use some updates, such as installing dishwashers into their apartments. As well as when she was living in Woodland Hall, she could not have guests due to COVID, and she felt as if she was living off campus, she would be able to choose if she were allowed to have guests or not, considering it would be her own home. She also told me that each hall, Woodland Hall and the Evergreen complexes, charged a $500 fee if she wanted to remove any of the furniture that they had installed for her. Now I'll be talking about some of the off-campus advantages and disadvantages. Some off-campus living advantages would be if you were living at home, it would be less costly because you probably would not have to pay rent or any bills if you were living with your parents. As well as living at the off-campus SIUE apartments, which would be Green Hill, ACS, Enclave, and the Reserves, you would have access to their pools, recreation centers, computer labs, as well as many more other things. Some disadvantages to living off-campus would be the commute. It would become kind of costly if you were paying for gas a lot, if it was a long drive for you, or if you had to pay for public transportation every day. As well as you would not be as close to campus resources every day, such as the SIUE Fitness Center, Lovejoy Library, and student counseling services, among many other options that SIUE offers for their students. In closing, I believe that student housing has many different options for students choosing to live there. The options are exceptionally vast, and I feel as if SIUE does a great job in publicizing those options. Thank you very much.